All right, so we are here at the flea market, and as you can see here, there is this big scrapbook. And I was looking through it. Unfortunately, most of the stuff is like this. It's just stuff that's not really worth too much. It's got tape all over it. And so, most of it's worth passing up on. However, as you can see here, we do have an old wrestling program, and it does have a date on it. Now, someone wrote this date on it of 1953, but most of the stuff in this scrapbook is from around that time frame. You can see 1953, some 1952, 1954. So this one here is from Buffalo Sports Magazine, and these are cool. Whenever they come to market, they're usually worth around 40 bucks or so. So I'm gonna just pluck this one out of here, and just get this one as opposed to buying the entire scrapbook. Some people just love looking through and seeing the pictures of the old wrestlers from back in the day. And, this certainly has that, has some really cool old advertising in here, some old art. So here's a listing of the event. So sometimes people like to see the matches. And another cool thing here is they have the results of some of the matches here too. So you can see like this one was a draw in 30 minutes, for example. And they like seeing some of the wrestlers' names like Ivan Kamarov. That's a cool name. There are a lot of cool wrestlers named Ivan, like Ivan Putski back in the day. Here you go again. They have some of the matches with the combatants inside of it. No one wrote anything on this one, but you can see here the name Lee Hennig. There's a famous wrestler named Kurt Hennig, also known as Mr. Perfect. His dad was Larry Hennig. I don't know if there was a relationship to Lee Hennig or if that's just a coincidence, but that's something I'm gonna look into. And here you can see him right there. Here's Lee Hennig right here. So that's an interesting thing. And there's the Ivan Kamarov who I was talking about. So a couple more. And a little bit of tape residue. I could trim some of that off so it doesn't rip it off. And Yukon Eric, famous wrestler too, so having his name on there will help with the keyword listing. And let's see, we got a cool ad on the back here as well. So yeah, I think we're gonna grab this. All right, so shout out to Jessie Lacey, not Jessie Shops, but Jessie Lacey. She also is a big fan of the channel, but she happens to live locally, and she was standing right over there, and she says, "Hey, PT," she saw me here, and she goes, "I found something that I think is right up your alley," and so she throws this t-shirt in front of me, and indeed, this is right up Primetime's alley. Look at this Captain Morgan shirt, got a little captain in you. I don't even care how much this is worth. I definitely gotta pick this up. This belongs in the Primetime Treasure Hunter eBay store, and I am going to grab this and throw this into the box along with the wrestling program. So perfect combination right there. Sometimes you have to be in the right place at the right time. So we'll give this a little honorary double tap, and thank you, Jessie Lacey. All right, well, this might be the find of the day. I've talked before, including recently, about looking for electric baseboard heaters. Normally they're rectangular, sometimes they're square like the one that I showed in a recent video, but I have never seen one in the original box, let alone a Singer one. That is crazy. And
brand
just
new,
look,
10 bucks on the Singer.
Oh, you heard it, 10 bucks on the Singer. And I think it is brand new, because if you look, it's stapled shut along the edge here. It's stapled here. Now, it does have some tape closure, but I don't think it was ever opened, because if you look here, the do not drop markings are intact. It doesn't look like it ever was pulled off. A little bit of imperfection in the box side there, but that doesn't matter. And let's look at the other side. Yeah, I don't think this was ever opened. So I am going to pick this up. I actually think someone would just love this, just to display it. I mean, it just looks so cool with all the Singer labels on it. That's just so neat. So I am definitely going to grab this for $10. What a pickup. All right, now in terms of value, I told you the price is $10. There's not one currently available on the market, and there's not one that sold recently. However, I saw that someone had sold one of these in the last 3 years for $20 with free shipping, which makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. So while it's important to check comps, you have to be careful sometimes. So sometimes people misprice their items because, again, that just makes no sense. All right, so we have talked before about looking for certain types of vintage photos in frames, and I've shown you recently how some of the old bride photos have sold well, but this is something different to get into, which would be these old World War II photos, and this is set very nicely in this oval frame. And I really like the blue eyes. Look at that. He's so young, and he's got the Garrison hat on. He's got the pins. This would be a World War II soldier. Presentation style too is typical for that time period. You can see the back. This is typical to what they would do with these old frames. A couple things point to the age. One is the black paper that they would put on the back. You saw that on some of the old bride photos that I sold. In addition to this like shark tooth-like type of metal that presses down to hold the frame in place. So this is really cool. In terms of what this could sell for, it's a shot in the dark because you don't have a name associated with it. But this is a really cool feature to the frame. I would start it at actually 100 and see where we go with it. So there's ones that are most of them that are available right now are priced at $100 or more. But in terms of what it'll actually sell for, we'll see. It's it's one of these things. So someone just has to be drawn to it and attached to it. And that's another thing I want to bring up is that people have asked me, they've been shocked to see that the bride photos sell. And the reason for that is someone just feels attached to it. They feel a connection with the person for whatever reason. And so it could remind them of someone in their family or something like that. Or it could be a spiritual connection that they have with the person in the photo. But that's why these types of things sell. So I'm going to grab this. Originally, the price on this was $20, but he just lowered it to $10. So we're going to grab this for $10, and I'm sure we'll have a follow-up in the future on it. All right, glass fans, I think you're really going to enjoy this item. This is a cobalt blue 9-sided Murano glass bowl. I love these scalloped edges. Cobalt blue happens to be my favorite color. It really pops on here. This design is really amazing. I love this twisted base on the bottom with the blue just starting to go into it like that. I love that effect. Believe it or not, I picked this up for like $10 to $20 at my best estate sale ever video. If you haven't checked that one out, make sure you go look. You won't believe the prices that I got so many of the glass items for in that sale. This was sitting around for a while, had it on my desk, and I finally decided to get around to listing it, and it didn't take too long for this one to sell for $200. So very happy with that. And if this motivates you to get something listed that's been sitting around for a bit, well, go ahead and list it in honor of this item right here, because maybe it'll give you a little listing motivation. So anyway, another great example of another really good glass sale that I'm happy with. So keep on hunting for that glass. All right, well, this is an item I picked right off of a truck at the flea market as soon as it was being unloaded. So no one else even had a chance to grab it. As soon as I saw it, I wanted to have it because I have traditionally done very well selling waste baskets, garbage cans that are decorative. And there's so many different types that you could sell, but these more royal looking ones do very well. This is a brass garbage can, and you could see here it has a coat of arms on it. It is double-sided. It has a nice aged patina to it. I picked this up as just part of a bundle deal. You could see how much I got it for with all the other items in the video. I'll put a screenshot to it. But this one sold for $55, so I did very well overall with my bundle deal. And yeah, it's just another example of how well you could do with these types of items. And a lot of times people will pass them up because they associate them with trash. But people like having them because they're decorative. You've got the nice, two lions on the side, and there's, of course, our coat of arms. You have the fleur de lis. Now, even though that's, often associated with France, it's a French name, but, France is not too far from England, and England would use that sometimes as one of their decorative emblems. Then you have the sword and stripes, you have the cross, and you have the two crossed keys. So these are just traditional symbols for coat of arms, and it's something you can put in your listing that people will search for. So anyway, there we go, and be on the lookout for waste baskets. All right, so for our next sale, I've got to dig it out of the shelf here. It's one of these two books. Let me pull it out and show you what just sold. All right, here it is, the 1948 Spring and Summer Sears Catalog. If you remember, I got this for $10 at the annual Vintage Warehouse sale that I go to. I've taken you there many, many years, and this was from my most recent excursion over there. I'll put a link to the video if you didn't see it, because I go through this catalog in some detail, and show you some of the amazing images in here, especially of men's and women's fashion back in the day. This one sourced for $10 and sold for $75 to Nadia. I want to give Nadia a big shout out. She used to be one of the moderators in my former Facebook group, the Facebook Reselling Resource Center. I'm still a member of that group, but I passed on the admin duties to Tanya and some other of the other moderators there. But Nadia did a great job there. She still follows the channel, and I appreciate her making this purchase because she is going to have a blast looking through this old catalog. So be on the lookout for them. I still have the other one left, and looking forward to selling that one soon as well. But again, you can do really well with these catalogs, and there's a good double tap for you, Nadia. I'll give you an extra one too. Well, if you're new to my channel, you may not know that one of my favorite comic book characters of all time is this guy right here, Grrew the Wanderer, drawn by Sergio Aragonés. He is my favorite comic book artist of all time. And I always tell you to look out for Grrew-related comic books. Now, you're going to see them pop up from time to time when you go out to garage sales and flea markets. Most often, you're going to find the Marvel comic book form, which can sell well in lots or in complete sets. I have the whole set myself in my collection of 120 issues. But what you're also going to come across sometimes are these. These are little collections of Grrew comic books, and one that came out is called the Grrew Chronicles. There were 6 Grrew Chronicles. I always pick up Grrew Chronicles when I find them. If they're single issues or if it's a couple of them, I pick them up because I know that eventually I could assemble them into a collection. So I have a box in another location that just has a whole bunch of Grrew Chronicles, and whenever I come up with a nice set of 6, I list it. Now, I actually happened to come across a complete set of Grrew Chronicles, so I'll show them all here, all the covers, 1 through 6, at the flea market. I didn't film it. I got it when I was over at Jeff Norton's booth, and I picked these up along with 2 other collections, and they're individual books, 2 other trade paperback books with Grrew in it. One was called the Grrew Bazaar, and that one sold for $28.75. I wound up getting all of the Grrew comic books for $30, so that one sale got me most of my money back. And these Grrew Chronicles right here, here's the drum roll, they sold for $90. $90 for the set of 6, and I still have one other Grrew book left that I still need to sell. But this just goes to show why I always say look into Grrews, and especially Grrew Chronicles. All right, well, here is another role-playing game series you want to be on the lookout for. It's not Dungeons and Dragons, but it's the Vang Chronicles. If you've not heard of that before, it's basically a Nordic, Celtic-based series mixed in with fantasy types of creatures like trolls and dragons and the like, and it's sort of a dark series, which is probably why this box set here is in black, and you can see all the different books here that are included in this slipcover. And then we have this extra one here which helps people play the game with different types of maps and guides that are inside of it. When I saw this was the main reason that I paid $250 for a big collection of role-playing game books, fantasy books, toys, like the Cthulhu game that you've seen me probably show before that's sold, and you know, the Thing game, which I may have shown that already as well. So I've already actually made my money back on the other items. I wasn't sure what was going to sell first, this or the other item, so you know, I listed everything separately. But I'm glad I made my money back from the other ones, actually in profit from what I purchased. And now this one just sold for $300. So the strategy paid off. You know, whether or not, if this one would have sold first, then all the other items would have been my ones that I made profit on, so or extra profit. So anyway, be on the lookout for this series though, which is the point, because if you just see like a single one of these books, you're going to want to pick it up. So you never know, it might be out there. Stick this one in your memory banks, but I'm glad to make this $300 sale. All right, let me take you into this comic book box here and show you a very special issue. That's a modern comic that you definitely want to jot down if you ever come across it. It is Spawn, and the particular issue we are looking for, not 211 right now, not 212, but this one right here. Issue number 216. This single comic book just sold for $127. And the reason why this particular book is so popular is because of this cover art by Todd McFarlane. You could see there's his signature right there. It's a print signature, of course. And this character known as the Freak. So a lot of people who love horror would love this kind of just dramatic, you know, cover art here. It really stands out. And this particular issue is in great shape. So that also helped command the over $100 price, again, for just a single modern comic book. So always be on the lookout for Spawn number 216. All right, so just to show you some more examples of how much potential money there is to be made with some Spawn comic books, I'm going to show you 3 issues that just sold in the last hour. So this one here, Spawn number 218, which has a low print run, just sold for $50. Now the same buyer also picked up this one, Spawn 226, for $135. It also has a low print run, but the reason why it sold for much more money than the other one is because this is one of a series of homage covers that Todd McFarlane did as a tribute to famous comic book covers in the industry. So Todd McFarlane, for those of you who don't know, he created Spawn and he did a lot of the cover work for many of the issues. And so this is a tribute to the Incredible Hulk issue number 340, which shows Wolverine coming through with his claws. So that's how he did the tribute here with the Violator clown coming through like that with his weapon. So if you think about it, that is $185 in comic book sales to the same buyer, just 2 comics. Now, here's another one that just sold, and this is an homage to an issue that probably everyone has seen at some point in their lives, Action Comics #1 with Superman. This is Spawn number 228, and it just sold for $89. So it just gives you some examples. If you're wondering where I picked all this up, this is part of just a very tiny fraction of what I got from that big 30-year comic collection that I did a video on. So if you're new to the channel and you haven't seen it yet, you have to see that video because it is my best purchase of all time. I'm still going through the boxes and discovering stuff even this long after that video was made. So it's just been a blast and a lot of fun. So anyway, just wanted to show you those examples, and I hope you enjoyed seeing those covers. All right, so many of you told me that you got a kick out of Daisy and the alligator in the prior video. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you got to go back and see the prior vid. I had one person come up to me in person and tell me that she was laughing her head off when she saw it. A lot of people had funny reactions in the comment section to the last video. Now, Daisy is not too amused, however. So as many of you know from following the posts section of my YouTube channel, I do include and show you some of the many perks that Daisy gets as part of her new contract. And her agent is a very tough negotiator. And Daisy keeps saying that she wants a speaking role in the videos so she can make more money and, be better compensated. And I tried to explain to her that she already has speaking roles because there have been many times where you've heard her bark in the past. But she wants more than that. She wants you to really hear her voice. And I told her, she's done a little bit of like a whine in some videos and stuff when she sees Gizmo, but she said it's just a little bit. She really wants to let loose right now for everybody. So we're going to go upstairs. We're going to see what's going on with Daisy, and she's going to debut her voice so you can really hear it really well. Let me know in the comments what you think about it, and we'll see if she gets an even added bonus into her contract extension. So this is getting expensive, folks. Whoa, Daisy. Oh, Daisy. Don't let him get those treasures, Daisy. That's right. That's right, Daisy. Send them away. Good guard dog, Daisy. Wow, Daisy. Oh, you're really mad. Whoa. You're really... Sorry, I moved, Daisy. I disrupted your bark. That's right, Daisy. You send them away. Well, there she is. She wanted everybody to hear her voice, which I think is really the first time you've really heard Daisy talking in a video, right, Daisy? Normally you're pretty quiet, but I think now you're going to get more, more Hollywood offers because people know what your voice is like now. So you may have some new starring roles. If anyone could think of some movies or TV shows or reality shows Daisy could be in. Maybe let us know in the comment section. We'll see. I mean, in a way, this is kind of her own show anyway. She's taken over the channel at this point. I don't even think anyone cares about the reselling. They just want to see this part at the end with Daisy in it. So anyway, oh my gosh, she is something else. All right, everyone. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. She's given us all a laugh at the end of these videos. So there's probably no exception for some. But let me know what your favorite item was that you saw me source or sell in this video. I always look forward to seeing that in the comments, and I'll see you back at the next one, everyone. Take care.